Unless you want to pause and then unpause it.
Okay.
It's wrong. How are you? Fine, thank you.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Mark, how are you?
Okay, how are you?
Hi, Mark.
Okay, full house.
Full house.
The team will be here.
How are you?
He said he was going to join via Zoom.
You don't have
But
no
he's going
report
to
now?
join via Zoom.
Okay.
Sure.
He's yelling at me about the website. He's like, I can't get on the Zoom.
If you don't have anything, just send me an
in your
email.
face.
You don't have anything. This way I have it. That, okay, I got a response from. Okay. Okay, great.
All right, folks, we're live on
Thank you.
YouTube. We're live on YouTube.
How come?
Just FYI, we're live on YouTube.
We're live on YouTube. Is it on the inside? It's funny. It's all good.
Email?
Yeah.
And this one?
Yes.
Can Mayor open his email from here?
No. It's not connected to Outlook. It's not account specific when you log into the computer.
Yeah, good evening.
Because remember, Mayor, the planning board uses it. Other people use it. Matt only updates it. What is it that you need to see, Mayor?
I sent something. Okay, that's okay.
Okay.
He's connected.
Is he joining?
Yeah, he's joining.
He joined? I don't see him. He's not connected. He's not in yet. So that means I gotta turn up this volume.
This one is something I have to follow this one.
Yes, but then I updated. Only thing I updated is this.
We're starting out.
It's not here.
Oh, sorry.
Because Matt had to leave, so I gave you
You changed out of your suit so fast. You should have stayed in it. I know, but that's a good look. He's wearing a gray suit, white dress shirt, brown shoes.
Do I go live here too?
Yeah, go live there too. Oh, there you go. Tim is in.
Oh, he's there?
Yeah, Tim's in.
Okay, now he sees you. Okay. Yeah, he sees you now.
Yep. I see iPhone here. I'm gonna unmute Tim.
Ready?
Unmute Mike.
1 second, Mayor. I'm ready.
That's it, everybody. You got a full house. Mayor, we have a full house. Beauty, for your notes. Councilwoman.
Councilman
For your
Tim
notes,
is on
Tim is on Zoom.
Yeah.
He was there. Standing there. I didn't see that. That's where
Good evening, everyone. I call the March 11th, 2026 meeting to order. The time now is 6:31. Please rise for the flag all together.
Matt 13.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, would you read about the open public statement?
Yes, Mayor. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act PL 1975, Chapter 23, setting forth the time, date, and place and purpose of this public meeting through a legal notice published in Star Ledger, The Record, and the Herald News on January 5th, 2026, and published on January 9th, 2026. Posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and has remained continuously posted as the required notice under the statute. Copies of the above mentioned notice are available to the public and on file in the office of municipal clerk.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Madam Clerk. Please roll call.
On roll call, Councilwoman Begets.
Yes.
Councilman Liang.
Here.
Councilman Patel,
Present, yes.
Councilman Kapsiskis,
Here.
Councilman Lee,
Yes.
Councilman Kachubis.
Here.
Councilman Kachubis is attending through Zoom. For the record, Mayor Park, Borough Attorney, Mr. Ferraro, Borough Administrator, Mr. Chaudhary, and department heads are also in attendance.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. For the public information, we are currently holding tonight's meeting in a hybrid format. We have people in person and via Zoom. That is also live stream on YouTube. If our Wi-Fi at council chambers has an issue where the Zoom meeting drops, we will aim to retrieve the connection to continue this meeting. Okay, and the next item is also appointment. I need a motion and a second to approve resolution 2026-137.
Motion.
I need a second.
Second.
Okay, roll call please.
Motion by Councilman Lee Patel, seconded by Councilman Kapsiskis. On roll call, Councilwoman Begets,
Yes.
Councilman Liang,
Yes.
Councilman Patel,
Yes.
Councilman Kapsiskis,
Yes.
Councilman Lee,
Yes.
Councilman Kachubis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion and second to approve the resolution 2026-138. Roll call please.
We need a motion and
need a motion.
second.
I make
please.
a
Okay,
motion.
I need a
Second.
motion. Sorry.
Motion by Councilman Liang, second by Councilman Patel. Roll call, please.
On roll call, Councilwoman Begets,
Yes.
Councilman Liang,
Yes.
Councilman Patel,
Yes.
Councilman Kapsiskis,
Yes.
Councilman Lee,
Yes.
Councilman Kachubis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Correspondence and communication and request. PA, would you take care of this one?
Yes, Mayor. Without reading what's already listed in the agenda, basically what we have here is about 4 communications and correspondence. On Monday, the borough will be hosting our annual Memorial Day service at 10 a.m. outside the Englewood Cliffs Firehouse, located at 475 Sylvan Avenue, in honor and remembrance for the men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice serving in the United States Armed Forces, and we thank them for their service. We encourage everyone to attend this ceremony that we host every year at this date and time to pay our respects. The second communications and correspondence is from our Englewood Cliffs Police Department and our municipal attorney, notifying residents. You might have seen it in the school district notification system, our notification system under My EC Cliffs, but the new New Jersey e-bike law that takes effect on July 1st, 2026. The new law establishes updated regulations and requirements for the operation of certain low-speed electric bicycles and motorized bicycles throughout the state of New Jersey. Basically, the police department has signage up. They also posted stuff on their social media. We also posted the links to the website and the flyer as well. Please take an opportunity to read through it as this law takes into effect, and enforcement will go into effect. We don't want to see anything happen to the children of our community, as well as folks that have e-bikes. You're going to have to register the vehicle, so please take the time to read the law, and also reach out to the Englewood Cliffs Police Department if you have any further questions about the law. The next is from a request standpoint. We have Breaking AIDS Ride, and then you also have the Best Buddies Challenge New York 2026. They respectively both are being held October 3rd and October 4th. There's no street closures. This is something we do every year. They're just passing through, in our way of supporting these wonderful organizations that are riding for a great cause. So the communications and correspondence agenda packet details the routes, details the maps, but as per the police department, there are no street closures or road closures. This is just an FYI. With that being said, we will need a motion and second to approve and accept the communications correspondence and requests.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Begat, second by Councilman Kapsaskis. On roll call.
On roll call, Councilwoman Begets,
Yes.
Councilman Liang,
Yes.
Councilman Patel,
Yes.
Councilman Kapsiskis,
Yes.
Councilman Lee,
Yes.
Councilman Kachubis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Okay, proclamation. At this time, I would like to recognize the monarch butterfly conservation awareness. Monarch butterflies are important to our environment and help pollinate plants and flowers. We encourage everyone to help protect them by planting flowers and keeping their habitat safe. On behalf of the monarch and the mayor and council, we proudly support monarch butterfly conservation awareness. Okay, we need a motion. Proclamation. Who's going to take?
No, nobody's going to take it. We're just reading. If you want to read it into the record, you can.
Yeah, you.
Okay.
Read it. Okay.
So as the mayor stated, the mayor signed off on the 2026 pledge for the monarch butterfly conservation awareness. We do thank members of our Shade Tree committee. We see in the audience our wonderful co-chair, Dr. Guest Gonzalez. Thank you for your leadership in this issue. But this is one of the initiatives as part of the 13 initiatives that we signed up on. So just to read this into the record, again, this is the proclamation for monarch butterfly conservation awareness, whereas the monarch butterfly is an iconic ecological significant species known for its extraordinary annual migration across North America, whereas monarch populations have experienced significant declines in recent decades due to habitat loss, climate change, pesticide use, reduction in milkweed, the sole host plant for monarch caterpillars, and whereas the Borough of Englewood Cliffs recognizes the importance of pollinators, including monarch butterflies, to maintaining biodiversity, supporting ecosystems, and contributing to the agricultural productivity, and whereas local governments play a vital role in protecting and restoring pollinator habitats through community engagement, education, and environmentally responsible practices, and whereas Englewood Cliffs is committed to environmental stewardship and sustainable practices that enhance quality of life for residents while preserving natural resources for future generations, and whereas through participation in the 2026 Monarch Pledge, the borough seeks to advance conservation efforts by promoting and planting of native species, including milkweed and nectar plants, and encouraging pollinator-friendly landscaping practices, and whereas increasing public awareness and fostering community involvement are essential to reversing the decline of monarch populations and ensuring the long-term viability of this species. Now therefore be proclaimed that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Englewood Cliffs hereby recognize and support monarch butterfly conservation awareness and reaffirm the borough's commitment to protecting and restoring monarch habitats, and be it further proclaimed that the residents, businesses, and community organizations are encouraged to participate in conservation efforts by planting native pollinator gardens, reducing pesticide use, and supporting initiatives that promote ecological sustainability, and be it further proclaimed that Englewood Cliffs will continue to explore and implement policies that practices that contribute to the preservation of monarch butterflies and pollinator species as part of its broader environmental and sustainability goal, signed by the mayor and the entire council.
Yeah, we don't need to give right now.
I'm sorry? No, we don't need to. If you want to present, if you want to do a photo with the, yeah, okay.
Why don't you come up?
And why don't you come up to take a photo with the mayor?
Every council member come up.
Yeah, every council member, if you want to join the floor. You can take that. You can hold on to that for records.
Next on the agenda is our department head report. I ask each one of the listed department heads to come out one by one. And first, you can start administration PA. Would you start?
Yep.
First.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, Council, and members of the public. Um, I want to first start off. You might have heard or seen about it or logged on when you were trying to log on to this meeting, but we have officially launched our new borough website. It's a part of our effort to be a two-click municipality, to enhance usability, to help people navigate the resources, putting a new online portal for documents, being able to create a AI search chat device to basically essentially get to documents quicker in natural born language to democratize access to information. So we redesigned and revamped our entire website to better serve you. It is a work in progress. So the mayor and council, as you recall, they initiated this effort last year, and the technology committee led by Councilman Katrubis pushed for this. Councilman Patel is another person last year, and we worked on this to roll this out. There are kinks that we're working out in terms of content migration, sub pages. So just bear with us as we work these new modules and improve the site accessibility. But we hope that this will be a user-friendly experience for all of you. And please feel free to share your comments, concerns, or tips to further improve the site to my office and my staff. We'll continue to make sure things are great. A couple other updates to the site. We're rolling out a service request portal, or it is already rolled out, that you can actually submit online, like reporting potholes or issues directly, and DPW will get it. They've been trained on it, so they can create a ticket system on the back end. You can upload photos and the exact locations of where the issues are. And you could also do that straight from the My EC Cliffs app that's available on your Google and Apple stores. In addition, I mentioned the AI search and chat that's synced to our online portals, our online form portal that can basically get you to your information in 2 clicks or less and make you understand processes. And then we also rolled out something really cool thanks to our borough engineers under plans, reports, and studies. That subpage, we actually have capital project updates that will be updated the day before every council meeting. So you'll see, and the engineers will talk about it a little bit. I'll also show it a little bit during the report, where we have attachments of road resurfacing maps, the maps for the sanitary sewer improvements, also other updates on other projects. We're talking about where we are at with Laurie Drive resurfacing, Floyd Street resurfacing, the construction of Fitch Street, in its infancy stage. All of this stuff is loaded up. It tells you where we are. If we're in the middle of procurement, which we also have e-procurement services on our website as well, but everything is up there for you to review, and then you could reach out if you have any questions. So we really do thank our borough engineers for taking that initiative to creating that page and updating that on our behalf as well. Just a quick other note, the engineers will talk a little bit about it, but we are currently, we had a pre-construction meeting for Floyd Street improvements, the portion of which that PSC&G did not resurface. That will take place. Milling, concrete work will take place rather shortly, but the milling and paving where the street closure takes place, we purposefully are scheduling it right after school is done. Because infrastructure projects, we don't want to interfere with school operations where parents are picking up and dropping off their kids, and we're doing our best. That's why we moved bonding, the engineering design specs, proposals, bidding, all this other stuff. We moved the timeline up so it's easier for traffic control from our police department, our engineers, as well as our school district, and we thank the coordination of that, but that's been taken care of. Laurie Drive, we're working on these bid specifications with NJDOT. And then phase 1 is officially, which the engineers will talk about the sanitary sewer improvements in greater detail, but we have begun phase 0, and then phase 1 of the sanitary sewer improvements, the borough-wide improvements, phase 1 of it is out to bid officially. So we are out on the street with the bids, and we expect to open those bids on June 2nd, and then we expect to take action subject to mayor and council approval if everything checks out at the June 10th meeting. Furthermore, we also on this agenda, we have a couple other items. You might have seen it about the cell tower. What we are doing, we heard the residents at a couple of the town halls that we had in the presentation. We have someone on the agenda that is a subject matter witness, not tied to anything with the telecommunications consultant, that's going to give an independent review and report as a witness report based on all the circumstances of the site analysis, as well as looking into the auction when it's done, to look at the proposal, and no action will be taken until that expert report is done. Why is this happening now? Well, new information has arisen where AT&T, we have 3 carriers on our tower right now. AT&T has us on a high priority list to abandon our site if we don't give them a rent reduction. This is basically a mechanism that many carriers do to basically try to get their rent reduced. We don't know if they're being for real or if they're just, basically trying to just reduce their rent. Because this is a high value site, we want to make the best, most informed decision. The second carrier, T-Mobile, just got approval to not exceed $2,500 a month on their rent. We exceed that in terms of collection, so that puts us in another precarious position. So we want to be able to look at everything, and this consultant, expert witness, comes from highly recommended from the Rutgers Blaustein School, Mark Pfeiffer, who used to be a deputy director of the Department of Community Affairs. And they recommended this individual, this professor from Rutgers with over 30 years of experience in wireless research, cell tower economics, and our QPA procured everything. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that. So that's one item. And then you need to authorize the, subject to mayor and council approval, to go out to auction, so the expert witness has something to look at, because they could look at the situation in general, but they're going to also want to look at it from the bid standpoint if it makes any sense, alternatively or independently of what the telecom consultant did. So we heard you loud and clear. We spent a lot of time to reach out to our connections, and we were able to pull this individual, and if approved, they'll get right to work. But nothing, even if we go out to auction, nothing will be awarded, or it will be timed in a way where the report has to come before, and a recommendation before the council takes action. So just wanted to let the mayor and council know about that. So with that being said, the last thing is on the agenda, you see the concession stand. We went out to RFP twice, and we had no bidders. So as per purchasing laws, now the borough, if this resolution is adopted, they'll be able to we'll be able to enter into negotiations with a vendor of our choosing, and then bring that up to a council vote on, depending on how the negotiations pan out. But that we needed to RFP, and in order to have somebody operate that snack stand, you need to have an agreement with that person to house our facility. So that's that. And later tonight, you'll hear we have on our agenda the introduction of the 2026 municipal budget. We have our auditor and our CFO present, who will walk us through that as well. And with that being said, Mayor, that is the extent of my report. I did not want to step on the other department's toes.
All done?
Yeah, I'm all done.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Okay, Borough Attorney, please.
Thank you, Mayor. So the what we have been calling the Chaffee application there was a lot of activity on that application this past couple of weeks. We were in court on two separate days, and there were some changes presented by the applicant after some of the hearings had taken place, some of the testimony had taken place. So now the buffer that was being violated along Bayview entrance is now compliant. The applicant has also eliminated the proposed commercial section of the project on the south side of the project is now eliminated. There's more green space that's added to the proposal, and the only there's still some buffer violations, but the main point of contention that remains is 5th Street. We had proposed to Judge Gallipoli that 5th Street was important for this application to run smoothly, that essentially the traffic as it exits now on Sylvan will have a hard time making a left-hand turn at times. People will then go to the light on Bayview, make a right, then go down 6th or 7th, when this could be avoided by going through the back of the site on 5th Avenue. So the matter concluded, the testimony's all in, and the judge ordered us to deliver summations in writing by the Wednesday after Memorial Day. I don't have the date in front of me. So we will submit our summation, and we will advocate for the 5th Street entrance and exit, and we will report back once the judge makes his recommendation and is reviewed by a Superior Court judge. That's my report,
Okay.
Mayor.
Thank you, Bob. And then now, Engineer Department, please.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. First of all, if any of what I'm saying sounds familiar, that's not my fault.
Sorry.
Okay, so we'll start. Municipal Aid 2024 Floyd Street. We held a pre-con meeting, like was mentioned. I had a good meeting. Also, Chief of Police and Sergeant were there, so we coordinated a lot of things. And scheduled to start in June, just the concrete work, and then waiting till the end of June for school to finish, and then they do the milling and paving. Should take like 1 day each, so that will be a good start. Lower Drive plans are in final review, pretty much finished. We just need to send them probably either later this week to DOT to start looking at them and approving, and then we can go out to bid once we get their approval. Should be quick. 2026 roadway with Mark. Talked to Mark, and we're planning on coordinating a pre-con meeting for that big project with DLS, the contractor, next week, hopefully. So if that works with everyone, that'll be that one. We'll see exactly. It's a pre-con meeting, and with any other guidance from the council, when is the best time to start working on that one. And also, in this period of time, with Gino, we reviewed 3 construction plans for residence construction. Now, sewer line replacement. I don't know if we're planning on showing something on.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay, so I can go in the meantime. 5th Street, like was mentioned by our attorney. So we finished the preliminary concept plan and preliminary cost estimate, and we provided it to the board. And the board professionals are working on assessment of benefits. So we have that, and then I'll show the sewer project, and also later on Arslan Gilani, which is our engineer, more expert in websites, will talk a little bit about the website coordination between our website and the town website. And Tishan, tell me when I'm ready.
Yeah, sure. You want me to just go to the website right now?
If you want to show.
The sewer map
Do
from
the
the
sewer
website. I'm going to
first.
pull it up from the website.
So basically, the sewer line replacement, the first part is, I think all of you would know, first part of the phase 0 was done already, just not far from this building. The 2 first repair were done already by Montana. And we're waiting for tonight. You have on your agenda to approve the second part of it, which is 1 full line, sewer line lining. So that we coordinated both of those, and that basically finished the phase 0 part of the repair, the work from Gilmore. And now we have the phase 1. We split it also in 2, in a sense. There's base bid and alternate bid that will basically. Base bid is what we assess the cost that we have in the budget to repair, and then we have the alternate if the prices come low, which we do not anticipate. But bottom line is, so we're seeing here the green, if whoever can see.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Those are the blue. So those are the alternate. Okay. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Green colorblind. Can you tell? Yes. So the green is basically the area that's closer to 800 Sylvan, which is one of the reasons for this improvements. So you kind of see green. You need to kind of squint.
The text of the area is separated into two colors, not the blue lines, but
Yes, the
area.
text.
There's the right side of the document from the middle to the right is the green that he's referring to, with some areas that are blue, and then on the left side there's areas that are blue that are
The
separated.
text is blue.
Yeah, and he's saying
so
that
what is green and what is blue?
Correct. So
What
the
is
green
this?
is a base bid, the one that we're anticipating to come in budget
Okay.
within what we have right now, then around $1 million that we have set aside for that. And then the blue is what's left on the original Gilmore plans that we anticipate will happen later on when council will approve funding for it.
Okay.
So that's where basically that stands. Okay. Do you want any talk about the website?
Yeah, if you want, I'm gonna get out of this one. 1 second, let me just move this over, and then
And on the, we expect the bid is out, and it's opening bid June 3rd, and so we anticipate that sewer work to happen this summer.
okay, and then also phase 0, the CIPP lining, if approved tonight, will, because we did spot repairs.
Probably next week.
Yeah, and that's between that's on Hudson Terrace between Con and Sherwood.
Yeah, that's also just outside the building here.
Okay. Anything else on the website that you want to touch base on? That's synced to our borough website. Go ahead, Arsan. Did you want anything to add?
Hello, Mayor and Council. So basically, we just put together a website so that this information is really available to you all the time and is handy if you're looking for a project. We have an internal process where we update everything every week. We'll make sure that this thing is definitely updated before the council meeting, but in interim, we'll also continue to update it. And that way, the project information will be really at your fingertips. You can go to this page via the website which Borough has, and all these projects basically show in one shot. All of these are collapsed. You can expand them and see the detail. It has the last updated there, so you exactly know when it was last updated, and any major happening in that project will be listed there, and all the information regarding the projects will be listed there. Like in case of 2026 roadway, you have all the roadways listed there with their extents, and then there's a map showing those roadways on the plan, so you can jump to that and see that where those roads are, and the same thing with the rest of the capital project. So that is just an attempt to make sure that the information is available to you readily as it becomes available. Thank you.
We're good, guys?
Okay, thank you. Any
Hold on.
questions?
Okay, any question? Okay, thank you. Next is finance and tax shop.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. Tonight we have on the agenda introduction of the municipal budget and the companion cab bank ordinance. If you want, I can go over both items now or wait until they come through on the agenda at that time. Whatever you prefer.
Okay, agenda with the agenda. Okay, just we have to move on other department also.
So we'll
Yeah.
cover it when we
Yeah,
present
later.
it for
Yes.
Yeah.
Before the cap bank ordinance.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next is police department. You are the last department report today.
Yes.
Okay, it's very meaningful and memorable.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, everybody.
Mic works? Just check.
Yep. Good.
Okay, good.
Good evening, everybody. as the mayor just alluded to. For those who don't know, I recently announced my retirement, which will be effective on December 1st of this year, but I have quite a bit of banked leave that I need to use. So, beginning at the end of business on May 22nd, I will begin my extended leave. So I'm looking forward to spending some time with family. But Mayor, it's good to see you again. I was with the mayor yesterday morning, delivering a presentation on the upcoming FIFA event. I hope you enjoyed what my colleagues and I had to say. I hope the rest of your group also enjoyed that presentation.
Yeah.
So I have quite a lengthy report this month. We're working on a pretty significant fraud case. The detectives did a wonderful job on that. An arrest was made last week. That subject remains in custody, and that was nearly a $200,000 fraud that we made that arrest on. So good work on them. A lot of behind-the-scenes work. The Reuben Run was this past weekend, the 10th. No reported incidents on the Reuben Run. Reminder for everybody, the Gran Fondo bike race is this Sunday, the 17th. The Witty Clinic, our 71st annual Witty Clinic. I saw some of you who visited us at that event. It's a very special event for the police department. I'm sure you saw it on our social media. It was another successful year, and happy to keep the tradition alive, remembering Chief Witty, who died in the line of duty back in 1977. It means a great deal to the Witty family, so I thank all the officers who volunteered to make that a success. On Tuesday, the kindergartners will be visiting the fire department. That's an annual visit from the kindergartners. The police department does some stranger danger things and some fingerprints, things like that. So it's a great event for the kids, and the fire department will take over after we're done with them. That's it on community outreach this month. But Administrator Chowdhury, I'm not sure if you even saw this. It just came in a few minutes after 5. The Motor Vehicle Commission is wanting to come in on Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yes.
Oh, man.
It's a little bit of a short notice, I think, for messaging and
Yes.
also for my staffing.
Yeah.
But Chris Hillman just sent that at 5 after 5 tonight, so you can reply to him tomorrow morning. But that's another thing that we've been working on.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen this spring and bring the Motor Vehicle Commission back again. On the 27th, we had the state of New Jersey come in to do our accreditation inspection. I'm happy to report that our inspection went well. This will be our 4th reaccreditation, which puts us in very elite territory. There are very, very few departments in the state of New Jersey who have ever achieved 4 reaccreditations. So we did so well, in fact, that they had no negative remarks at all on the department. So I'm very proud of that. I have to thank Lieutenant Totten and Lieutenant Ford, who are my accreditation managers. They did a wonderful job on that. And the last hurdle in the final approval is the second Thursday in June. I will have to deliver testimony in front of the Accreditation Commission down in South Brunswick. So I'll happily do that. Last month, I was asked to gather some quotes for cameras at the parks. I delivered those to the administrator. I believe that was last week. Yeah.
What was that one more time, Chief?
The cameras. The
The cameras.
I think that was last week.
Yeah.
So that is now.
We're looking it over with the
yeah.
QPA.
You have everything you need to make a decision on that. I have to thank Lieutenant Walt for facilitating a lot of those meetings, and also Superintendent Neville for doing site visits with us and helping out with a lot of that stuff. Finally, I just want to publicly thank the mayor and council, the borough, all of the governing bodies, current and present, all of the BAs, current and present, all the department heads, current and present, Mark, Andy, Dan, Gino, Shoaib. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve the borough for the last 26 years and lead the police department for the last 7. I'm sorry to go, but it's just that time in my life. Time to spend some time with family and just take a deep breath and exhale after a very long run, a very productive run. So the OIC and I just met. You still here? The incoming OIC and I just met for over an hour. We had a very productive meeting on some ideas on how to move forward. So he'll handle the day-to-day, obviously. After I depart, I wish him luck. But as I've told you, I will be around regularly to support and guide him. I will continue to represent the department and the borough with the same professionalism I always have with the Chiefs Association. I will attend the state chiefs briefings. I will give testimony at the accreditation hearing, and I will deliver whatever information I need to the OIC so that he can continue to run the department as he sees fit. I want to, in addition to thanking all of the governing bodies and department heads past and present, I also want to thank the officers of the ECPD past and present. It's been an honor to serve with all of them. They are wonderful people. I really appreciate the time I spent with them. I just have to mention a few people by name and then I'll be done. People who have really stood behind me the last few years and helped me be successful, helped the department be successful, helped me with some administrative tasks. And the first one is the late Captain Keith Wicker, who was my friend and was just a great partner over the last 25 years, especially the last couple as he served as a captain. Lieutenant Walt, Lieutenant Totten, who work tirelessly in the Detective Bureau, have helped me with so many administrative tasks. They're wonderful officers and wonderful men. And finally, Mrs. Liberty, the records clerk. She's just the best. I couldn't have done it without her for all these years, and I appreciate her immensely. I appreciate all of them immensely, but I can't mention them all by name. So you will continue to see me. I will be around. This isn't the last time you will see me. I'll certainly pay all of you a visit and come say goodbye before I, my last day when I turn in my firearm and stuff like that at the end of the year. So, as I mentioned, I wish you all good luck, and I'll be around. So, thank you all very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Now OEM department and your OIC.
Good evening, everybody. First, I'll preface before my report, thank everybody for their trust and confidence that you've all placed in me. I know it's not an easy decision for anybody, and it's not an easy task, obviously, for me to assume. Big shoes to fill, following behind Chief Enkelman. We did meet today, and we will have a very smooth transition, and looking forward to working with everybody. So thank you again. I'll thank you more formally in a different setting, hopefully. The only thing I have with OEM is if you have those medication forms for your households, that includes you and anybody that lives in your house, get those back to me as soon as you can so I can include you in the medication stockpile. That's the only pending project that I have right now, but I do have to wind that up and close it out. Mark, you too, actually, DPW.
Okay.
Any questions at all with that? That's all I have.
Anybody, any question? Okay.
Again, thank you all
no,
very
thank
much.
you. Okay. Thank you so much. Now, Fire Department, Nicole.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. For the last half of April, first half of May, we've been kind of busy. There was a small fire in Belleville, New Jersey on May 3rd, just a 12 alarm fire. Englewood Cliffs Fire responded there as part of a mutual aid task force, and we dropped a lot of 5-inch hose. So special thanks to Mark for letting 2 of our firefighters, who are also DPW, go pick up the hose the next day. While that was occurring, just as we were wrapping up, we received a request for assistance at the Palisades Interstate Park for a female victim who jumped off the cliff. So as we were wrapping up in Belleville, we split our crews. We had people in Englewood Cliffs standing by to cover the town who were dispatched as part of our high angle rescue team. And people in Belleville rushed all the way up to Alpine to provide additional assistance. I'm not sure what the condition of the victim is, but she was alive when she was loaded into the helicopter. So it was quite an exciting couple hours that evening and early morning. As was mentioned earlier by the borough administrator, Memorial Day is coming up at the firehouse. We look forward to, having everybody there, and we've been coordinating with Rosemary as well as the rest of the borough administration and getting the program set. As the chief mentioned, May 19th we'll be doing a community outreach in coordination with the police department to invite the Northcliffe School children for a tour of the firehouse, as well as some safety demonstrations by both police and fire. And the last thing, I would like to thank Mayor Park last night for coming to give some very kind words to our mutual aid working group. Englewood Cliffs was Englewood Cliffs' turn to host last night, and we had representatives from about 10 surrounding fire departments who attended. And Mayor, thank you again for providing some welcoming words.
Anytime.
And if there are any questions, I'd be happy to take it.
Anyone, any question? Oh,
Thank
thank
you
you.
very
Thank you so much. Okay, Nicole. Building Department, Gino, please come out.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I try and make this short. I just have a little.
Oh, careful, Gino. Gino, you want me to share the screen?
Thank you.
If you could.
Yes, sir. What do you want me to start with, the picture first?
Yeah, like.
Or do you want me to start with the map?
Just a little bit, just so you have an idea. All right, if you look at the map, it's 800 Sylvan, and if you look at the sheets that come with it, they show the detention system that's been put in. And if you look, each section that's shaded in red, one of those systems is in. And there's a section in blue that those sections fill up with water. When we have a heavy rainstorm, they fill up and they overflow into the sewer system, the storm sewer system. And I mean, it's really complete. The large building is just about complete. And I think since we did that, our engineer and Mark could explain to you maybe a little better that I think we've been seeing some results downstream on Sylvan Avenue, Mark, with the
Absolutely.
yeah. So I mean that's just to give you an idea. If any homeowners, residents ask you what's going on, and they start asking about the stormwater, that can give you a little bit of an answer of the massive system that was put in up there. They never had any of that, and all the office buildings going down 9W don't have anything. They don't have any systems like that. So Give you a little idea.
You want me to show the pic photos, right?
Well, don't they all have it? It's
Yeah,
only
this is for
really
the
you to
public.
see it.
Can you just describe this image on the screen?
That's one of the systems that goes in,
Okay.
and that fills up with water when it rains. But there's 4 of those systems in that whole entire project.
Here's another one for the public.
And we've seen a benefits from it cut downstream, where I believe Mark, you were saying that we don't have.
Yeah,
we've cut back on
definitely
some of
over the last year and a half, 2 years. You know, we used to have major issues on the highway specifically, but since these have been installed, conditions are much better, and we've had heavy rainfall to prove it.
Do you know any other towns or places that have this system?
Well, that really is an expensive system to put in. What they do put in, they call them Cultec systems. They're plastic, and they're half round, 36-inch pipe, half round that go under parking lots. That's much cheaper. I don't know why they chose this system. They spent millions of dollars, but it's an idea. If you start developing some of the buildings, you can't make them put it in, but if they do renovations, substantial percentage of renovations, we might be able to push this underneath the parking lots.
Yeah, the planning board.
Yeah. But that's something, I mean, they don't have it. So the water, if you go down Sylvan Avenue, the water has nowhere to go. And, they're all complaining to us, but there's not much we could do. So, this way, at least you have something. If any residents ask you, you can give an idea of what's going on.
These are tied in specific to the site, or are there any
Some of
overflows
it
that
goes
go
into I think some of it, like that blue area, that's like a detention basin. And I don't know if it drains into that or that drains into the system, but I think it actually overflows into the system, right?
Correct. I mean, those are a detention system that has an outlet control structure in the end of them that controls the release of water. So basically, they store all the rainwater from this development in those underground structures, and all that water is piped out toward an outlet control structure. I think there's actually multiple of them, and the outlet control structure basically limits the amount of water that can actually be released from the site. So all this amount of water, for example, will fit into like a 42-inch pipe, let's say. You go and you put only like an 8-inch or 12-inch pipe in the outlet control structure. So the water coming out of there is reduced in a much smaller amount than would have otherwise came out of the site. So that's basically the purpose of those structures in this case.
Yeah, it would be a good idea if they pushed it. Like the board, like I said, it's called the Cultec system. It's plastic. It's much cheaper, and it's reasonable. At least to do something about the water, because before this, Unilever up there and whoever's up there now, they have nothing. All that water just comes down into Sylvan Avenue because it's all paved. The more pavement you have, the less water you have to impervious coverage. So that might be something you might want to look into a little bit as any projects come up on Sylvan Avenue. You might want to push that. I think it would be very beneficial.
Okay, do you know any capacity in here, or how many hours, any duration? I'm not sure about it. This looks great, but I have concern about
which
the capacity to hold the water.
Like how many inches of rain can hold it? It can flood.
You have an idea?
Yeah, no, that's in the stormwater report. You can see it's huge. It's, I would say, tens of thousands of cubic feet by the whole system. It holds, but there is a design requirement from DEP. I hope not to mess you up, but it's not a volunteer. They didn't do it from just straight good heart. They are required to provide that to compensate for.
Well, it's zero runoff.
Exactly. So you are required to provide zero runoff over the existing condition from before. So if before you had grass and now you have buildings and asphalt, basically you triple the amount of water running off your site. So let's say, just throwing a number, if you had 1 million gallons running out of it before, Now you're running 3 million gallons out of it. So you need to hold 2 million gallons in those tanks and release them slowly. So that's the requirement, and it's a standard requirement. Every development that is large
They should
enough
enforce it.
have to provide one of those.
But you,
And by the way, just as you mentioned before, also every one of your residents that is just doing an addition on his house is required to provide one of the small.
It's zero runoff.
runoff.
I think it's 2 inches of rain an hour.
Exactly.
That's
So
these are supposed to hold. Anything over that, it's difficult. But you have to realize what was there before was a building with all parking lots. So they really, what they built up there now, it's a lot of asphalt roads, but there is grass. I don't know if it's the same, but before they had nothing. So maybe any time a building comes in where they're going to do major renovations, I think we should push for this.
Yes.
With the board.
So this is a new requirement. Requires.
Well, a building that, let's say, if a certain percentage of the renovations is done.
I mean, the building like LG, do they have this?
No.
LG has it. I don't think they have this system, but they have whatever they put in. I don't remember, but they have drainage pits. They have a retention system. That was all calculated. They may not have this system. They have a little more grass up there.
So what about because of this system and demolish the area doing always in the flooding area, right? That the risk will be a little bit easier.
Less. Oh, it's less. It'll be less. As Mark said, we used to have flooding, Mark, down on Hudson Terrace.
Hudson and 9W itself.
9W, and he says they've seen less of it since this was put in. So it does help.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. DPW, okay, Mark Neville.
Yep. Good evening, everybody. Mayor and Council. First, as I mentioned last month, and I'll mention it again this month and next month, June 27th is our first of 2 recycling events down at DPW. Be a paper shredding event where we collect, ultimately we shred paper, but we collect cardboard, books, coats, and food for the food pantry. We will be assisting the FD for Memorial Day, as we do every year. We'll have personnel there as well as set up the tables and chairs and whatever's needed. Moving on to streets, the 2026 Riverside Co-op is out. As mentioned by the engineer, we are just waiting for the contractor to schedule the pre-con. That should probably summertime, mill and pave. Most of the Floyd Street's been scheduled, and we're working on the Lori Drive application. Pothole repair continues, street sweepers out, catch basin stormwater work continues. I think some of my guys even ran into Councilman Patel while they were working, but all is well there moving forward. There's a small piece of concrete work left at Whitty Field. The access path off Floyd Street, off Johnson Avenue has been complete. The park bench pads are complete, and the access to the batting cage is complete. We just have some restoration work within the lawn, but everything's usable as of today. The batting cage, damaged batting cage, I think is scheduled tomorrow. Doug, Dan, the batting cage is scheduled tomorrow. Once it's, I think it's supposed to be scheduled tomorrow. Once we have it, we'll install it right away and get it replaced. It's really mostly what I have as far as from the department. I just want to take a minute to congratulate Chief Henkelman and wish him the best, Chief. I'd like to also congratulate Lieutenant Tracy. I don't know if he's still here, and just he knows to contact myself, my staff, moving forward. We work with the police department every day, weekends, days, nights, holidays. It's a very close department, so I wish everybody well, and continue to serve the borough. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Now, Recreation Department, then please come out.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Yes, similarly, I had a great experience with the chief coming on here for the first time as a recreation director, and so it's been a great opportunity to learn from him, and I appreciate it. So we rely heavily on the upper school for our facilities. They've been doing some repairs, and we've been able to successfully continue our programs using the lower gym to and also some other facilities that we have to make the programs continuous. Um, we also got approved for Benevity, which is corporate giving. It's a grant platform with nearly 1,000 companies. They've collected 44 billion in donations for over 560,000 organizations. So it gives us a chance to have corporate giving, employee matching grants and partnerships, including with Whole Foods. So one of the things that's coming up is Memorial Day, and I'm working with them so that we can get a nice donation from Whole Foods to help with that. We also have an opportunity to do a Gear Give, which is a program that collects and redistributes gently used sports equipment, and they pay us a little bit of money if we have a certain amount of equipment there. It's a low lift program for the borough, and if the council supports moving forward, then Recreation will coordinate with DPW and the VA to prepare a resolution for the June meeting authorizing collection points. Facility improvements, we have the new pickleball nets are installed at Veterans Park, and they're perfect. It's a great there's two courts, easy to use. There's a lot of cooperation between the basketball and the pickleball. We have new basketball nets that we installed and new tennis nets, which are, again, really good job on all that. The concession, Mr. Chow explained pretty well that we put the RFP up twice, and now he's free to negotiate a deal, so we're working on that too. The modernization of the website and the digitization of the recreation department is ongoing. We've been having a lot of success with Edmonds, and this just the same heads up that there's certain kinks. You know, we don't have a huge beta testing department, so we're relying on the public, who's been really good about staying in touch and understanding. And I speak to them a lot directly on my cell phone to make sure that everybody's needs are getting fulfilled. But it is a big improvement moving forward. It's just that there's a bit of a learning curve, and there are some technical glitches that have nothing to do with anything on our side, but just part of the process of working with any new software. And also, we've had a lot of good response to the Tai Chi Qigong classes. And so that's continuing, and we're finding that the programs are working successfully. There's an opportunity to keep expanding senior programs. So that's going really well. We had, oh, that's the wrong page, sorry. Yeah, at summer camp. Okay, so summer camp program, we're offering a structured blend of STEM enrichment, sports clinics, outdoor recreation, yoga, dance, weekly trips and events including Liberty Science, the pool, Monster, mini golf, rock climbing, Turtleback Zoo, AMC Movie Day, and end of year celebration. Of course, final programming is still subject to staffing, transportation, and vendor availability, but it's going really well, and we've reevaluated the camp, so it's going to be a more dynamic camp, particularly in the afternoon when there's a little bit of a lull, just naturally for everybody. 12:30 comes along, so we've geared our programming to really make it exciting for that portion of it. And we continue to have good engagement with the borough events, including the Easter egg hunt, which drew about 200 people. We got about $1,700 of donations from the bicycle club. And we're working on the FIFA party as well as the Memorial Day event. Also, we had a really nice party for the basketball and cheerleaders. It was a great end of the year celebration. It was a great honor to have the mayor and the councilwoman and a couple of council people to make the event a little bit of a big deal for everybody involved. So it was a great time, and we appreciate it.
Okay, I have a question regarding about our 5K schedule. I got the schedule is September 7th. That date is the Labor Day long weekend. So I worry about how many people are gonna talk
That's not.
about.
It's. I don't think that's.
I have a September.
That's not the
7th.
No,
date.
no,
We
Mayor.
already discussed
So
about
the 5K, the plan is from the Recreation Department, they're going to move that into October, and the
October?
Englewood Cliffs Day, we're going to move in the 4th week of September.
Then,
So there's going to be a swap. So
yeah,
the
I
AC Day is going to be in a little bit of a warmer schedule, and then running in the fall, the brisk weather, it's a little bit better for the runners.
Okay.
We're going to move it into October.
Okay.
Yeah,
And we thank Chief Hankelman for helping with that recommendation.
Okay, because I check it out with the website and then I just find out how can put on the Okay, that's okay. Yeah, just I found out this one is our
Yeah.
website. We have to accordingly adjust it.
Yeah, we are. Like I said, Mayor, there's a little bit kinks, and Matt and I we're fixing up the calendar inside the website, so it's not final. It's still there's a lot of sub pages that we have to work through.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, thank you.
I have a question. The tennis court use, the tennis court is used by a lot of times, used by the coaches,
Professionals.
and the coaches are not more. I don't know, but they not. I assume they are not our resident, right? Mostly, most of the time, I go there. The coaches when the teachers the kids, the ball goes all around. They not teaching in the corner. They most of the time they play on the middle of the court. Right, that's just so annoying. First of all, and how can we restrict those coaches as they make a business over there? The system we had it before a couple of years ago, we had a key at least. So our residents, only the residents go play. But right now is anyone can play there. And I mean 2 years ago at that time also there was a lot of the coaches were teaching there. I feel that when the coaches they use it, we must give them some kind of permissions.
So it turns out that when you have a park, a public park, anybody can use it. You can't restrict the people. So what we did design was a system where in the future, and we decided not to implement it yet because we haven't surfaced the courts, where we can charge a fee for the courts with the Edmunds system where you're issued a permit for that time, which improves the system because it allows you to book the time, and sometimes are free, sometimes are more expensive, like Saturday morning would be more expensive, but it allows us to have a difference in price for residents and non-residents. That's the only real way to restrict people. We also talked about the fact that if moving forward, if we do resurface the courts, we may want to dedicate a court or two to teaching, because of course they're teaching kids, which is always a good thing and it's positive. We can have a little bit of say in it and make them official. So I try to talk to the pros when I see them out there so that I can have some relationship with them, because we're working with people. We're trying to get them to play. We're not trying to, and a couple of the coaches are good. So they could conceivably work, with us to do some programming, and that way maybe we could get them to do some community service and run some clinics as well. That's moving forward. As far as the balls on the courts, again, that would be solved by dedicating a court or two, the two end courts maybe to teaching.
I checking so many times weekdays in the morning is I don't see anybody, but weekday afternoon mostly those coaches, and I don't see many regular people playing there. Most of the time I've seen there as the coaches.
There's a fair amount of people that play. When there's a nice day out there, I go up there and there'll be 4 or 5 of the courts taken. So there's some people waiting even at times, even during the week when once the weather starts to break, there's more people using the courts. And of course, whenever there's a big tennis event, people start to come out. But we can definitely do more with the courts, of course. It's just a matter of like everything being an iterative process. We're sort of, don't want to bite off too much and trying to make a plan. I mean, there's really a lot of good thinking in the plan for the permits moving forward. That's a lot of the behind the scenes work that has to do with the software development. And so it's in place which, it probably won't be this year, but the software is in place to do what we needed to do. The fob system was failing for a lot of reasons. It was inefficient for other reasons, hidden reasons, like we're depending on Borough Hall to stop everything to start issuing permits. So it was interrupting a lot of people's days. It wasn't really effective because you get a hold of one fob and you can be on there all day anyway. So it wasn't a completely effective system anyway. And actually the fobs cost money. DPW has to program the fobs. One of the best things we did was get rid of the fobs just to remove something that was costing us money and not really serving the public. I still get a lot of calls from people asking how they get a fob, and I can give them the good news that you can just use the courts.
Thank
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay.
It begs a question. I don't know, Sean, maybe you know this from our, if there's any kind of restriction to. We understand that anybody can use the courts, but when you're using them as a business, as a trainer, I know there's other towns that restrict any kind of private lessons where someone's making money. I don't know if we have that in our town, or if there's any benefits or not, for that matter, to
Yeah,
look at that.
I think that's where
not
the
just tennis, just in general, like basketball practices that people, and I don't know about liabilities and different things of that nature.
yeah, I think that's where the enforcement of the ordinance comes into place, right? Because I think the difficulties that town have is, when they're going around, when you're having different people do different things, what's an organized activity, right? And also a business related activity that they're doing some sort of teaching and stuff like that. You have the ordinance. The ordinance ultimately comes down to how you enforce it. So if you see somebody all playing in the same jersey on the field that's not on a schedule, law enforcement could go up and say, hey, do you have a permit? If it's a different than somebody that's tossing a baseball with a mom and their son tossing a ball around. There's that deferring discretion that the police department could take to their discretion in order to implement that when they're utilizing this ordinance to go around, and they have every right to ask for that as well. So the ordinance really truly dictates that for them to do that. It creates that flexibility, but it's really to go after organized activities and the business related activities, especially. And for courts especially, it's slot based with the time and such. We did talk about different ways to do it. Obviously, it's contingent upon the improvements of the courts and how we target that. But the ordinance is pretty self-sustainable. And to Dan's point, especially about the fob system, I think the most important issue with the fob system is accessibility, right? It was accessible for the residents, but the non-residents, they didn't have access to the fobs, and you need to be accessible with the facilities. You can't just, that's why you had to do away with that or open it up for the non-residents to collect the fobs as well. So that's another aspect. But to answer your question, Councilman, yes, our ordinance gives that flexibility for the rec director as well as law enforcement when they're going to ask people for their permits to determine what is that organized activity. If they see a tennis lesson taking place and they're able to ask questions, they're able to basically say, are you operating a business? You need to go get a permit, et cetera, et cetera. Our ordinance provides that level of support.
Yeah, and also the philosophy that I'm trying to bring, and obviously you're the head of the committee, so if you tell me otherwise, but we're trying to encourage, so in other words, the coaches, I'd rather have a relationship with them moving forward so that we could get some benefit as a community, as well as maybe even having more programs I figured that they were already teaching there. They already have people that they're using, and they know how to use the facilities relatively safely. So I figured that's like that's a lot of work towards what we need done for the community anyway.
Okay, we need to charge them back permits.
The same thing with coaches and trainers, as long as moving forward somehow, if they were certified like I am as a trainer, it would be great to be, and I have my own insurance, most trainers do, then it's fine for them to use the facilities as long as we're covered. Then we have more kids,
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Mr. Mayor, may I say something too, please?
Okay. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. While we're on the subject as well, these permits should be issued electronically, and we should be able to access them this way. If law enforcement needed to verify any of these details, they'll be there at the touch of their fingertips through the application or whatever technology that we're launching.
Right, and that's completely set up with our Edmund system. That's all been thought through, and that's the whole idea, that you'll have an actual permit and that it's enforceable, because between DPW and the police department, when you have your permit for your time, that's it. You kick someone off the court. It's going to be easier than almost any system I can think of. So we thought it through. That was one of the things that was hard to explain, that we were actually getting that work done.
And it also shows a calendar. So if you're also looking to do something exclusive, you could take the risk if you want to go there, if you're just trying to throw the ball around or whatever, but you can organize your time accordingly too, if you wanted to rent some space or facility for your own use for a party or whatever you want to do as well. So it's that calendar is going to be transparent for everybody on the Edmonds portal to do what they need to do.
As a tennis player myself, the most important thing is you set a game and you only have from 9 to 11 to play, so you need that time. If you're just waiting around to everybody from different towns waiting for the courts.
Okay,
thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Mayor, one more question as to the audit. Hey, how are you? Yeah. Can you give us a high-level overview? See what is the progress right now? What's the percentage you finished already, and when we have a closing session?
Yes, we completed the field work. We're following up on last year's recommendation status, so we can give you an update on that if there's going to be any repeats of any of the ones that were previously submitted in the 24 audit. The audit report is in the process of being written, so I would assume we would have a draft for the the week after Memorial Day.
Okay. Do you have kind of a formal closing session?
Yes, we'll have a draft, and we can meet with the finance committee and administration to go over the findings, discuss them, and basically see if you're in agreement with what our testing results are.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Sure.
Councilman, to follow up on that, there's an exit conference. There was an entry conference that we had at the beginning of the audit. There's going to be an exit with the pertinent staff, and like I stated in my email to you as a finance chair, after that's done, like we do every year, there's a corrective action plan. There's things that we need to do to post the audit online or publish it to the website now with the new public notice requirements, and then we can go over the corrective action plan, but we have to publicly adopt it, and then have the governing body certification and things like that. Correct, Gary?
Yes, and one other thing, there was a law change which now moved out the deadline from June 30th till August 31 for the completion of the audit. Your report last year was beyond the June 30th deadline when it was delivered, which obviously the later it's delivered, there's less time to take a remedial action on any comments, and you didn't have much time last year between when you received the audit and the end of the 12/31 period. So hopefully we're going to have a document that you're going to have this time 6 months to be able to take remedial action, and at the same time be timely with respect to the new filing deadline of August 31.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, too much delayed about everybody waiting about the public hearing. I need a motion and second to open the floor.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Okay, any member of the public wishing to speak, please come out, and you have a 5-minute time limit. And yes,
We're
please
going to
come on.
start with the folks in here present in person, and then we'll move to the people
Yeah,
on Zoom.
okay. Yes, come
Dr.
on in
Gonzalez.
first. Yes. Your name and town. No, not full address.
Emma Guest Gonzalez, 55 Marjorie Terrace. And I'd like to thank the mayor, and I'd like to thank the board on behalf of the Shade Tree Commission. I'm part of the commission for the monarch butterfly pledge, for signing that, and for getting the ball rolling on this important environmental initiative that I think will be a great thing for the entire town. And we have a lot of good ideas to make this really a community kind of participation and to keep people aware. And just for everyone's information, you can plant milkweed now. So if you can, please do. I want to ask Mark about the water at the dog run. Would be great. We saw that it is a hookup, but there's nothing. But there's nothing there. So
we're gonna build something.
Okay, that'd be perfect. We were asking about that, and you know the
Our
run's
hard
doing
part's
really
not, the
well.
water's there.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and the it's very, very popular. But speaking of dogs and walking around, and I walk up and down Floyd Street, as more people have moved into 800 Sylvan, and even more so as the ball games are starting, Little League is running softball, everybody's in the park. The people racing down Floyd to get to practice on time, to get to a game on time, or to try to get parking right at the end of Floyd Street is really getting kind of crazy. And I know you're retiring, so you can pass this on to somebody else. But perhaps one of the big signs, and I mean, we have that when school comes, when school starts again, to drive more slowly. The residents coming in and out of 800 Sylvan, I don't think they realize quite how fast they're going, and it's getting quite hazardous because there are more and more cars parking along the street too. So it's crowded, people are walking, there's a lot of activity, and people are still going far too fast. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, please. Okay, Nico, you are coming out as a resident, right?
Yes, I will
Okay.
hopefully admit that. Andrew Nickow, 54 Elm Street. So the first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to actually thank Chief Henkelman, not only for his service, but on a personal level for working with him for these years. And, my brother as fire chief previously, he also did. But I'd also like to thank him with regards to, and unfortunately this is a little different experience than the previous speaker had, the improvement of officers on the road maintaining traffic and speed enforcement. I spend a lot of time in Englewood Cliffs, and I have noticed an increase in the amount of officers and, just the traffic enforcement in places like there weren't before. Specifically, actually, Councilman Liang, it's on your block, right at Castle and Middlesex. I've seen officers there maintaining the stop sign, making sure people don't go through, and pulling people over. So I'm very appreciative of that. One recommendation or request from the council and Mark and the police department is at intersections where there are stop signs, we do not have on the majority of intersections painted stop bars, whereas if you have a stop sign, there's no indication in the road as to where you need to stop. And this has just been over the years when roads have been repaved, the striping hasn't been put back. So I would request, the borough go ahead and look throughout the town to see where these stop bars are missing. And I think that would give a great clue to people driving through them that they have to actually stop at a stop sign, and it's not just optional. So I would ask that, the appropriate departments coordinate with that. The other thing I'd like to ask is the corner of Lindcrest and Vine. It's a three-way intersection. Chief, you're probably very familiar with it as well as Mark.
It's very confusing.
It is correct. It is. There's an obstruction because of the plant growth on one of the corner lots, and in order to safely enter the intersection, because there are no stop signs on Lindcrest, you basically have to pull halfway out into traffic to make sure that there's no one coming. I'd request that the borough DPW engineer, police department, whoever it is, look into installing additional stop signs. Maybe make it a three-way stop where all three, Lindcrest, north, east and west, and Vine coming south, all have stop signs. That way there's no ambiguity there in terms of, going out into the intersection. But again, I'd like to thank Chief Henkelman. I do see a great enforcement going on. I know that Mitch, I'm sure you've seen in the chat groups that, this has been a big thing, along with the Bears, so to speak. But I'd like to thank the Chief on that.
Okay, thank you. And the next person. Okay, maybe you can go online.
For the folks on Zoom, if you wish to be heard for the public portion of the meeting, please try to get our attention, unmute yourself, or write on the chat or something so I can get my attention somehow so I can unmute you if you can't unmute yourself. Or raise your hand. Don't see anybody trying to unmute themselves or raise their hand or writing in the chat. Going once, going twice. No, Mayor? Nobody.
No one? Okay. Then, I want to close the public session. I need a motion and second.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Okay, next item is approval of minutes. I need a motion and second to approve March 24th and April 8th, 2026, regular and special, and close executive session meeting minutes.
Motion.
Who is the second? Okay, roll call please.
Motion by Councilman Kepseskis, seconded by Councilwoman Begets. On roll call, Councilwoman Begets.
Yes.
Councilman Liang.
Yes.
Councilman Patel.
Yes.
Councilman Kepseskis.
Yes.
Councilman Lee.
Yes.
Councilman Katrubis. Did you unmute it?
Team.
Councilman Katrubis, you can unmute yourself. Councilman Katrubis? Oh, there you
Yes, I'm sorry about that. I was having technical difficulty. Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Next agenda is payment of vouchers. I need a motion and second to approve resolution 2020-130.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Payment of vouchers.
Yes.
I have the DPW head. I noticed this month was very, very high bills for repairs. Unusual.
High?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, when are you getting rid of those old
The new trucks.
machineries that you have
The
there?
new trucks will be here in probably August.
Excuse me?
They'll be here in August.
The new
ones we will. Yeah.
So can you prepare the old ones not to fix them or whatever?
We'll try to
and
nurse them
get
along,
rid of
not
them?
use them. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you
Yes,
very
no
much.
problem.
Should be my problem like that.
Anybody else? No one? Okay, I'm gonna move on next.
We need the
Vote.
votes.
Oh, we need a vote? Okay, roll call please. I'm sorry.
On roll call, Councilwoman Begets.
Yes.
Councilman Liang.
Yes.
Councilman Patel.
Yes.
Councilman Kapseskis.
Yes.
Councilman Lee.
Yes.
Councilman Katrubis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We don't have any adoption of ordinance tonight, and let's move on. Item number next 2026 municipal
Mayor.
budget.
Mayor, this is the 2026 municipal budget. So before you ask for a motion for the cap bank ordinance, you might want to ask the this is the time for the CFO and the
okay,
auditor
yeah.
to make their budget presentation.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. All right.
Yes, press the button. Yep.
There you go. Okay.
There.
With regards to the cap index rate ordinance, what happens every year is that the Division of Local Government Services, which is the oversight agency for municipal budgets in New Jersey, they certify a CPI with respect to how much your appropriation caps can rise between 0 and 3.5%. This year it was 2%. So what the law allows you to do is to pass an ordinance to capture the differential between what they certified, in this case 2% and 3.5%. And this ordinance basically allows you to add to your banking for the next couple years an additional amount if it's necessary to be utilized in a subsequent year. So this ordinance isn't authorizing spending, it's authorizing banking the difference to be able to be used in the future if you don't use it this year. So that's basically what it is. Basically every municipality in New Jersey does it every year. It's just a safety net in case you need additional financing of budget appropriations in the future.
Thank you. And Mayor, yeah, and if you can just continue with the budget between the two of you.
So I'll just actually go back to the cap ordinance. So this year, with the additional 1.5%, that amount calculates to 260,486.68. And I just want to make a correction on the ordinance that was drafted and circulated. It had a $256,000 number. So I just want to update that ordinance before it gets published. The amount should be 260,486.68, just to go on the record. On the municipal budget itself, this year's budget that's up for introduction is a $23.9 million budget. It's an increase of $361,000 over last year's appropriation. That's a 1.53% increase. The major items that went up or down were salaries and wages, about $700,000, pension and LoSAP, $52,000, health benefits, which is a major line item, $700,000. Debt service went up by $186,000, and your items that decreased were joint insurance fund by $173,000, your BCUA sewer charges by $57,000, your operating budget throughout the departments, that's almost $96,000. Your deferred charges went down by $681, and this year your capital improvement fund also went down by $100,000. On the revenue side, to make up for this $361,000 increase, you are actually using less of the surplus. You're using $3 million compared to 3.9 last year. Your state aid is actually down by $72,000 because last year you had a reserve that you were able to use. Your local revenues continue to grow between construction code fees, your sewer connection fees, your interest on investments, municipal court revenues, all those are actually up by $1.2 million. And that allowed you to maintain the tax levy at the same level as in prior years, which is $16,336,000. Now, each year, with the development that goes on throughout the town, whether it's renovation to a residential building or a commercial development, your rateable base also grows. And it has been growing for the last number of years. This year, that growth amounted to about $27.2 million. What that means is, percentage-wise, it's a minimal percentage. It's only 0.76 because your rateable base is $3,608 million. But what that allows you to do is, by maintaining the tax levy flat, you are actually passing a tax decrease to your average residential property. So your average residential household, which is about $1.4 million, what they paid last year was $6,336, and this year they'll be paying $6,288. That's a reduction of almost $48 to the average household. On the commercial level, your average assessment for commercial properties is $7.1 million, and that's a decrease of $245 to the average commercial property owner. So overall, it's a good budget. Your surplus at the end of last year was about $6.5 million, and you are using $3 million of that 6.5. Generally, you generate about $2.5 million each year, and that's what you generated in 2025 as well. And we expect to continue generating and be able to replenish that $3 million surplus that we are using in this year's budget. That's all I have. you have any.
Thank you so much.
Shuat, before we go, can you just quickly for the mayor and council and the members of the public also just decipher the difference between the municipal taxes and then versus the school district, and because I know their budget was just recently introduced, and then how that works as well, just as a reminder to everybody.
What are they paying for?
You caught him off guard.
No, if I could just add one more thing too. The budget was prepared by your CFO. I did review it and ensured that it meets all the statutory requirements because I'm the one who has to sign off on it as a registered municipal accountant. On top of that, the unaudited annual financial statement, which was done as of the year end, all the information in that financial statement with regards to debt service and all the various expenditure items are reflected properly in the budget that you're looking to introduce this evening. So I will get it to sign off from the Division of Local Government once it's uploaded. But at this point, I'm satisfied with the preparation. There's also a tax levy workbook that goes along with it, and I've reviewed that document also, and it's in full agreement with the budget as presented to the governing body this evening.
I reviewed about our trend last couple of years. Our tax levy level is continue down. 2022 we was 82, now 68, something like that. Now I worry about it. Upcoming next year, and then maybe 2028. I don't know. We will get the same amount of income, revenue generating schedule is available or not. And here also, inflation cost more than this year, maybe 4% next year. A lot of people here, the council member, they are expecting about it. We can save a lot of cost. That is not guaranteed. And then you think about this, our plan is really this short-term period I agree upon. In long-term period, you think about you are professional. This is really the right direction. Don't increase about 3 years in a row, and we will, if we such as average our tax levy income under 70%. This is a very unusual situation compared with other towns. So that's why I, as a mayor, I'm so much worried about it. Yeah, everybody love it to not increase tax, but a couple years later, we could increase maybe 7, 8%, 5%. That's a disaster about it. And then surrounding this town, such as Teaneck, they didn't encourage about it tax couple years, and then 7% they increased. And then down about Edison school board, they didn't increase about this year. They increased 15%. So this kind of worst scenario, I don't worry about it. That's why I asking you about it. What is this current situation? Maybe everybody okay. Maybe 2, maybe 3 or 4 years. Maybe maximum 5 years. Projection, we will be okay about this. The budget processing is really reasonable. What do you think of your personal opinion as your professional? Long-term financial stability.
That's a difficult question to answer because I can't predict what's going to happen with your ratables and your revenues going forward. The only thing I can go on based on the last finance meeting is the CFO has done his regeneration calculation with regard to the $3 million that you're putting in for tax relief again, which is lower than the prior years, and he's confident that you're going to regenerate the $3 million. But 3 or 4 years down the road, I can't predict that.
You cannot predict, so you cannot say anything about it. Nobody can say.
No, that's the problem. You can only really go a couple years out, and he's confident a couple years out, and with the forecast of the new ratables, and I think we have more sewer connection fees coming in.
Right.
I mean, I think the projection going 2 years out is that you'll maintain stability even though you're not having a tax increase. But after year 27, I don't know what the answer is to that. I don't think anybody really knows.
So that's a rainy day, the fund we have to reserve every, even the government need about any emergency fund, such as, any unexpected legal cost to come out, maybe of $500,000. And then any, project, if we need about it, we have to, reserve that amount. That's my portion. But, as a mayor, I don't have any power to, kicking in here. If they make, decision, oh, we are not going to increase this year also. Maybe probably next year we have to increase it. How many percent, nobody knows about it. And, I think we are facing about some, long-term, our financial, situation is a little bit jeopardized about it. So that's why I worried about the minimum increase about it, maybe 1.75% or 2%. That's very reasonable, and this is not much burden to our resident.
Exactly.
But
So where's it?
That's why I'm asking you. And yeah, our the average tax levy portion is less than 70%. What do you think? You experience other surrounding town in this area. This yearly tax levy is less than 70% is usual. What do you think of it? Tax levy level we have now 68%. Compare total our budget, and then the other towns how much they are. Before actually 2022, at that time we were 82%. Now luckily we have a big project was over there, and then we got another revenue generating over there. That is finishing about next year. Maybe we can expect about 800 Silvan Avenue, another renewable income. We don't know at this time, but we are dealing with uncertainty. So that's I want to certain make sure about it. We want to go to the right way. We are expecting about it. Just maybe in the future, maybe they are dreaming about it gonna to happen. This one, yes, I worried about it, but sometimes that's not gonna work. Sometimes that revenue income generated is not coming to our town. Then we have to increase the tax. How many percentage? I don't know nobody about it. So I'm an insurance guy. I want to secure about it. This one I want to prepare for the future. That's my point. So tonight, everybody, you can add on how concretely and sure about it next 28. How are we gonna the deal about this tax increase? You're gonna continue hold this number? I don't know. I at least I'm asking our council member have to be responsible for the public. That's what I worried about it. Thank you.
A quick question I have actually, kind of, when, and you may know this answer, you may not, but when you do hear some of these towns that do have a year over year, all of a sudden a 6-8% increase, some 15 the mayor just mentioned, is that typically because of lack of foresight and lack of increase, or is it usually like something that's catastrophic or unpredictable, as you were saying that you can't predict it? Like, what are usually when you see these large numbers in the news or wherever you see them, what are those large increases typically on the municipal side?
Well, this year it's been health insurance.
Sure.
I mean, that's the driving number in most of the places that the budgets are going up. Nobody's looking out for gasoline. That's the next thing. Most budgets that I've seen have been done already, not at $4.50 a gallon. They were done at $3.10. So that's another loose cannon out there but everybody's going to face it. But there's no cookie cutter towns. Different towns have different issues with debt service, infrastructure, tax appeals. You can't really compare one town to another as to when they end up in a problem, if you want to call it. It just varies. But health insurance is really the underlying issue throughout everybody right now that I see.
Yes, you well point out every municipality, they are concerned about keep rising about health insurance cost. Even though, maybe a couple, next week I'm going to be there, mayor's, meeting of the Atlantic City. Last year I was there, every municipality, they worry about the health cost increasing, 30% increase. This is unusual situation. This is the large number of the cost for the budget items. We cannot control about it. We cannot control. Maybe a couple years later on, maybe they are talking. Everybody talking about maybe New Jersey health insurance. The fund gonna to bankrupt. Then how we gonna handle about it? So that's why I wanted to reserve about it. Those kind of very disaster situation happen to us. At least I wanted to stand for those kind of financial disaster. If we reserve a certain surplus line, we can overcome easily. But without that, so always we can ask to our resident to pay more tax. That is maybe not this year, not next year. Who don't know? You don't know about next 3 or 4 years later on. How are we going to handle about it? We have already, low tax at this time. We just, gradually increase just 1.5, 1.75. So nobody got the burden. How come? Okay, that's so many times already. I already mentioned about it. You're gonna pass it tonight. Whatever you put on already 0%. Thank for you guys. I want to next June time. I want to discuss more seriously about it. I want to study more, and then whatever you guys you can do that. That's my position.
You want to say something? Yeah. Finance chair.
So I mean, if we should be talking about something, right? So here, I think we go through the process, right? We go through the process, and we have many discussions. With different view, I got it, and we have some time, maybe less than 1 month, to discuss it. But we have to introduce. That's my view, and we have some key reference point. For example, like our surplus level and the future business additional income trend and the rating, the levels, all these things. So not from my position perspective, that we want to introduce something we're able to pass. Then the pass we need a super majority. And at this point, I agree we do have different view, and my view is let's introduce as introduced here today, so we meet the schedule expectation, and we probably need to have some additional conversations face to face very soon. Then hopefully we can have something we can pass, and we need the money to run the city.
Shred, did you want to also just answer that one question about the
school
the earlier question that was asked or posed to you?
So, based on the information I have from last year's tax rate, your tax rate is made up of about 39% for municipal and 38% for school. So pretty much, in par with each other. The remaining 22% is from the county. So based on that, last year your school taxes were about $6,093. Again, last year's average rateable was also 1.36. So I have not received the A4F from the school yet. So once I have that, hopefully by the adoption night, we will have a better number on what the increase would come from the school. And the same thing with the county. I don't think the county has adopted their budget yet, so we don't have their levy finalized. And usually they do that around the same time that we adopt, so we are able to present a true picture of what the total tax increase, if any, would be, because the average homeowner looks at the total tax bill. They don't look at the municipal, county, and school separately. So we will have those information available at our hearing at the June meeting.
And before moving on to the motioning to introduce the cap bank ordinance, for the members of the public, when is for the second hearing, the public hearing for the budget, as well as the public hearing for the cap bank ordinance, that's scheduled for June 10th?
That would be our regular meeting
June 10th,
yes,
at 6:30 here.
Correct.
both hybrid, virtually. Members of the public are more than welcome to ask questions then on the budget as well as the cap bank ordinance, which is the next council meeting.
And depending on the response from the DLGS, if they're able to review our budget in time, we will do the adoption after the hearing. If not, we will just have the hearing and have the adoption once we get the clearance from DLGS.
Okay, and the next meeting, CFO, please, share with about our budget, what the, items we have it. I want to see about it. Without that information, I cannot say about it. Next time, please attach about it.
You mean the detail of the appropriations?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Mayor. It's the cap bank ordinance now. Now you can.
Yeah. Go ahead. I need motion. And
I'll make
second.
a motion.
Second.
So motion and second, motion by Councilman Liang, second by Councilman Patel for the introduction and first reading of ordinance number 2026-10, which is the 2026 index rate ordinance. Roll call, please.
On roll call, Councilwoman Begets.
Yes.
Councilman Liang.
Yes.
Councilman Patel.
Yes.
Councilman Kapseskis.
Yes.
Councilman Lee.
Yes.
Councilman Katrubis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
The clerk will now read ordinance number 2026-10 by title into the record.
An ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank for calendar year 2026.
NJSA.
NJSA 48:4-45.
Point
14.
Okay. Now can we have a motion and second to introduce and advertise ordinance number 2026-10, the 2026 index rate ordinance for public hearing in accordance with the law?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Liang, second by Councilman Mattel. On roll call, please.
On roll call, Councilwoman Begets.
Yes.
Councilman Liang.
Yes.
Councilman Patel.
Yes.
Councilman Kapseskis.
Yes.
Councilman Lee.
Yes.
Councilman Katrubis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now we need a motion and second to approve or adopt resolution 2026-140, resolution introducing the 2026 municipal budget.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Kapsakis, second by Councilman Mattel. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
On roll call, Councilwoman Begets.
Yes.
Councilman Liang.
Yes.
Councilman Patel.
Yes.
Councilman Kapseskis.
Yes.
Councilman Lee.
Yes.
Councilman Katrubis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
You want to take over for ordinance 11? Just explain it.
Thank you.
Okay, we're on ordinance number 2026-11. May I have a motion for the introduction and first reading of ordinance 2026-11 regarding fire prevention? Before we have the motion, I can tell you that this ordinance was requested by our chief, and it is to establish certain officers for fire prevention purposes, and that will carry out the functions in the ordinance.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, so we can have
a motion by Councilman Patel, second by Councilman Kapsakis. On roll call, please.
On roll call, Councilwoman Begets.
Can somebody explain to me what it is?
Bob, can you answer?
Yes, just give me a second and I'll pull up the ordinance. And, this is number 11.
Right there.
Yeah. So the old ordinance had qualifications for fire inspectors and a fire official. Those requirements have changed statutorily, and so now the fire official does not need to have 7 years of active fire service. The fire officials has to have a fire official's license. For a fire protection inspector, they have to have a fire inspector's license, and the qualifications have changed from 2 years active fire service to just having having the license. So these are statutory changes that are required for the qualifications for those positions, and our ordinance is being upgraded to comply and to conform with those statutory changes.
Also, Councilwoman, to answer your question, and Chief Nankow, back me up if you wish. It's also to provide additional support to the Fire Prevention Office with a lot of developments going up in the borough. There's a lot of action happening here, and we want to make sure we do our respective due diligence if required, whether it's with the schools, whether it's with these developments, to provide a little bit additional support to the Fire Prevention's Office so nothing is missed for the safety of the community and whatnot. And allowing for part-time fire inspectors essentially provides that support for our longtime fire official who might need the extra resources to basically accomplish the day-to-day business. Am I correct, Chief Nikow?
Yes. There were, in the old ordinance, there were inconsistencies in the wording in terms of, as Bob said, with regards to qualifications. One section of the ordinance had certain qualifications. The other section had wording that contradicted the first part. This is basically administratively cleaning it up to align with state best practices, state, as Bob said, what the current regulations.
And this is just the first step. In the coming council meeting or thereafter, Bob and Chief Nikow are also working on updating the fee schedule for fire prevention to basically align it with surrounding municipalities in terms of what the market looks like, as well as to deliver the resources around these inspections and whatnot. So this is just one step. There will be additional steps according to the advice and counsel of our chief, with working in conjunction with Bob Ferraro. I hope that answers your questions, Councilwoman. Okay.
Next.
We're in the middle of roll call?
Yes.
Okay, continue, Council.
Councilwoman Begets?
Yes.
Councilman Liang?
Yes.
Councilman Patel?
Yes.
Councilman Kapsiskas?
Yes.
Councilman Lee?
Yes.
Councilman Katrubis?
Yes.
Motion carries.
The clerk will read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 17 of the Borough Code entitled Fire Prevention.
We have a motion to introduce and advertise ordinance number 2026-11 for public hearing in accordance with the law.
You need a
Motion.
Motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Liang and Councilwoman Begats, and seconded by Councilman Patel. On roll call, please.
On roll call, Councilwoman Begets?
Yes.
Councilman Liang?
Yes.
Councilman Patel?
Yes.
Councilman Kapsiskas?
Yes.
Councilman Lee?
Yes.
Councilman Katrubis?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, next is the consent agenda, which is resolutions 2026-141 through 2026-149. They can be taken as one motion. If you have a motion to adopt those resolutions.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Patel, second.
Second.
Second by
Councilman
Kapsiskas. Roll call, please.
On roll call, Councilwoman Begets?
Yes.
Councilman Liang?
Yes.
Councilman Patel?
Yes.
Councilman Kapsiskas?
Yes.
Councilman Lee?
Yes.
Councilman Katrubis?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, we last have a motion to go into executive
No,
session.
no, Bob. No.
One more.
We have mayoral
Oh, sorry.
appointments. Just to read into the record, Mayor, if I may, on your behalf, the mayoral appointments to various boards, as per the Film Advisory Committee ordinance that was done last year. This does not require council consent, but just to read it into the record, the committee members, as appointed by the mayor, are as follows: Beauty Nadeem is the municipal liaison. Police Officer Douglas Romies is the Englewood Cliffs Police Department representative. Rivka Begats will be the council liaison. Jared Feliciano will be a member. Firefighter Leslie Rauscher will be the Englewood Cliffs Fire Department representative. We thank Chief Nikow and Chief Hankelman for the recommendations. And as everyone is aware, the municipal liaison is the municipal clerk because film permits are done through the clerk's office. They coordinate with the New Jersey Film Commission, and they have to do the reporting to them as well. So it only makes sense that they're on there as well. We do in the next council meeting, possibly we have interest from members from the Palisades Post who are residents in Inglewood Cliffs that have expressed interest in joining as well. After the mayor vets it, that might be additional names that also appear on the committee to be film ready for the state of New Jersey. With that being said, Bob, I'll hand it back over to you.
Okay, then we have a resolution 2026-150, resolution authorizing the council to enter into an executive closed session for matters pertaining to pending litigation and legal claims. May I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Liang, second by Councilman Patel. On roll call.
On roll call, Councilwoman Begets.
Yes.
Councilman Liang.
Yes.
Councilman Patel.
Yes.
Councilman Kapseskis.
Yes.
Councilman Lee.
Yes.
Councilman Kachugas.
Yes.
Motion
Okay,
carries.
just for the record, the council may come out and take action after the closed session. So we will return. Yes.
Which one is it?
You can go. You can go.
Arsenal, we'll talk tomorrow.
I just want the public to be, educated. That's all. People may have questions. Nobody asked questions before, so I just want people to be aware. That's all. All right.
Good night.
See you later.
I'm not sticking around, right?
Huh?
I'm not sticking around, right?
No.
Like, don't spend too much money. Okay? Good night.
Funny. Funny.
We'll go find him. Yeah. We didn't adjourn the meeting.
Okay, folks. Sorry.
Oh, everybody down?
Save more money on the budget. Lower the air conditioning.
I know.
Yeah.
Go home.
Absolutely.
All the electricity.
Give me 1 second, okay?
It's good that they
Just wait.
that
Just unpause the thing that you have to do. Okay. Alright, turn on your mics.
Should unmute the
Yeah,
Zoom.
no,
right?
the recording.
Yeah, that I did. This
Okay.
one too, right?
Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
No.
Go do it. Unmute it.
What is this?
No, just X that. X that. Good. We're good.
Yeah.
Mayor, you may proceed.
I guess we have a motion to go back into
Motion.
public session.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Liang, second by Councilman Patel to return to open session.
Any opposed?
We didn't say all in favor. All in favor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion passes. Bob.
Okay, we have resolution number 2026-151, which is a resolution approving the entry into settlement agreement with Morris Mahoney LLP for the sum of $16,402.50, which is for legal bills submitted by them for services rendered to the borough and the Borough Planning Board. May I have a motion to introduce or the resolution?
Bob, what year was this? When the bills were submitted?
I don't have the.
But it was like a few years ago.
Yes, it was.
Like
yes,
4 or 5 years
absolutely. And we have a motion to.
We have to do we need a motion and second to introduce this resolution number 2026-151. It will be numbered. Resolution approving entry into settlement agreement with Morrison Mahoney LLP, to introduce it to the agenda. Can I have a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Kapsaskas, seconded by Councilwoman Begats and Councilman Patel. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Roll call, Councilwoman Begets.
Yes.
Councilman Liang.
Yes.
Councilman Patel.
Yes.
Councilman Kapsaskas.
Yes.
Councilman Lee.
Yes.
Councilman Katubis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, then we need a motion and a second to adopt the resolution 2026-151 as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Kapsaskas, second by Councilman Patel. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
On roll call, Councilwoman Begets.
Yes.
Councilman Liang.
Yes.
Councilman Patel.
Yes.
Councilman Kapsaskas.
Yes.
Councilman Lee.
Yes.
Councilman Katubis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay.
There's no further old or new business, Mayor.
No more new business and no more new business, right?
Yep, no other
Okay.
thing. We just need a motion and second to adjourn, Mayor.
Okay, I need a motion to and the second to adjourn the meeting.
Motion by Councilman Patel, Councilman Kapsaskas, second by Councilwoman Begats.
All in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Meeting
have a
adjourned
good-
at, Mayor?
What time?
8:51.
8:51.
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.
Mhm.
All done.
Mhm.
You did that?
Yes.